Hello, friends, and welcome back to Stories About Entitled People. Let's start our video with a story in which Karen wanted a few $1,000s for her trinket at the jewelry store. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're new here and turn on notifications so you don't miss a new video every single day. Here we go. Jewelry store incident. Not only do we sell jewelry, we also buy jewelry from customers and have people loan their jewelry to us. If they loan it, they can get it back. So many people come in every day to try to sell their stuff or loan it, and they ask us for a little more, or we ask them how much they're looking to get. I remember a time specifically where it was the absolute worst. Woman comes in, Karen, and brings a ring to loan to us. She says she's in a rough spot and looking to get some money. I ask her, how much you looking to get, while I'm testing the ring. She says $2,000. I go, there's no way I can do that. Reason why is because we go by weight of the gold and whatever carat the gold is. She goes, I paid $5,000 for this. I say, you might have paid that much, but we can't pay out anywhere close to that. I gave her a quote of $100. She flies into a rage of, this is bullcrap. I should be able to come into a pawn shop and get at least $3,000 for this. I know that's a lie because no pawn shop would do that. I tell her, it's like a car. If you buy a car for $25,000 and you try to sell it, no one will pay anywhere near $25,000. You'd be lucky to get $1,500 for it. But I really need it. I can't do $2,000. $100's the best I can do. Come on, man. Let me check with my boss. My boss checks it out. The offer still stands. Ugh. What's the point of selling jewelry if you can't get anything for it? My boss goes into the car speech I gave her earlier. That doesn't make any sense. Are you going to do the $100 loan or not? F no. She leaves in a huff, hops in her car, and drives away angrily. And our second story. Mechanic got his. So last week, my wife decided to take her car to a mechanic shop beside where she works for a yearly inspection sticker. The mechanic beside her work is a little shady, and I don't like them anyways, but they get considerable business because they have a good location. So she takes it over and tells them it just needs an inspection sticker, and she'll pick it up on her lunch break in a few hours. The inspection consists of a lot of things like lights, brakes, wipers, horn, etc., and is governed by the state police commission somehow, important later. So of course, when she goes to pick it up, he pulls the typical, I'm gonna rip off the woman scam by saying it failed because it needs new front brake rotors, and he could do it for around $600. Now, the car is a 2017, we bought new in 2018 with just over 30K miles, so she calls me all freaking out. I tell her not to worry. I had a rough day at work and decide to hatch a plan. I can mechanic around pretty good, so after work I swung by the parts store and grabbed a set of rotors for $50 or $60. That night I put them on and told my boss I'd be about an hour late in the morning. The next morning I'm sitting on that mechanic's lot waiting for them to open. Soon as they do, I walk in with the failed inspection report they gave my wife, and in my pocket the receipt for the rotors. I tell him I brought the car back for the inspection sticker and it has new rotors. He said, yeah, okay, we'll pull it into the bay and do the inspection, which I just smiled and said, okay. He comes back out with more crap allegedly wrong with it, which is where my plan comes in. State law says once a mechanic inspects and fails a vehicle, the owner has 72 hours to make repairs and bring it back. The mechanic is only allowed to inspect the components he failed and not the whole car. When I told him this, he got mad and started running his mouth and telling me to leave. I told him I could, but I'd have to call the local state police and inform them, which would likely result in his inspection privileges being revoked for failure to comply. After him huffing and puffing, I left with a shiny new inspection sticker on her car and a good laugh that lasted for a while. And our next story. Entitled neighbor gets her day. I get a frantic call from my neighbor Dean, who lives right behind me at 1:30, saying something about city being there and needs to talk to me. Slight backstory, his neighbor's a Karen of the worst kind. She'll call the city if his grass is above half-inch above city rules. Called the city on me for having chicken in my backyard. Didn't know I wasn't supposed to have them at the time. The neighbor city allowed it. Dean's an awesome guy who's known my wife since birth. He's in his 70s, retired Navy, worked on F-4, became an F-14 plane captain. He's in his 70s, retired Navy, worked on F-4s, became an F-14 plane captain, the head guy who makes sure all the maintenance is done right. I've known him for the past 15 years. Really good guy, lots of fun stories. He'd received a letter from the city the previous Monday that the roof on his shed didn't meet city standards and either had to be replaced or demolished. Last Friday, I got on the Orange Store site and ordered all the materials for me to fix the roof. Typically, he'd jump in with me and we'd both handle things. He's a fit SOB, but he just got diagnosed with stage 4 prostate cancer. He's tired all the time. Me in my 40s, no problem. Dean, I got this. I'm a capable carpenter. 1:30, I tell my super, gotta go, neighbor having issues. I get there at 1:50 since I'm close by. Get out of my truck with all the gear from the construction company I work for. The company I work for is a multi-million-dollar development company. And Karen starts. K. That's him. He's the one doing the work, with an evil grin. In my city, if you replace a roof on your house over 100 square feet, you need a permit that even a homeowner can pull. For a shed, however, you don't need a permit unless you're charging money or a contractor. I see a zoning guy and 2 building inspectors, one senior, one junior. Senior inspector sees me. SI. Do you work with Vicky? Me. Yeah. Why? Don't worry. What's your name? Me. Mark. What makes you think you can do roofing without a permit? I mean, with everything I see here, you're probably charging a pretty penny. He started Saturday so he could avoid you guys and make more money. That's how these guys work. Me. I'm helping Dean out. Phone rings. I have to take this. It's my boss. Vicky's calling me. SI called her and checked on stuff, knowing full well a $1 million company wouldn't be doing a shed roof for just some old guy. Vicky's a Virginia Tech graduate who became a supervisor right out of school. We've worked on projects 5 years ago when she was all book smart. She's a lot younger than I am and had a rough start because she thought she needed to show dominance. She didn't, but she did have to learn real quick that paper doesn't always go as planned. Her dad's the head structural engineer that all city inspectors have to follow, and he's well liked by all inspectors, so all inspectors know her. I was with Vicky when I ordered the material on Friday. She wanted to know what was up, and in a nutshell, I told her Karen was being a bee and causing trouble. She goes, not for long. Back at Junior. J.I. So what's the value of the contract? Karen. Yeah, how much are you charging? Me. Nothing. So I guess zero. J.I. What do you mean zero? That's all brand new material. Me. Oh, material was $700, but Dean purchased it. Here's the receipt with his name on it. Karen. You can't hide all the money you're charging. Look at all the air hose and nail guns with big brand name saw. Me. What's your point? SI. Gets a text, looks at it really quick. Mark, where do you live? Me. Right there? Pointing out the house behind. SI. So I take it that you're really close to homeowner Dean since you have a gate going through it? Me. Yes, sir, especially since Dean got diagnosed with cancer. I've been checking on him a little more. Then he got the letter stating he had to fix it. I'm just trying to take off some stress from the old fart. SI. Roger that. In this case, it's as if one of his own children did it. Karen. What does that mean? SI. It means if Mark isn't charging him, no matter what tools he owns, he doesn't need a permit. Karen. I had to pay $3,500 to get my garage done 3 months ago, and he gets off paying just $700? SI. Yep. Mark, do you mind if I take a look at your work? Me. Sure can. Jumps up on the roof and calls ZG. After COVID, every inspector's been equipped with iPads so they can do virtual inspections. This iPad's also connected to all city property, as in what permits got pulled and whatnot, and he brought his with him on the roof. SI. Looks pretty solid. Me. Yep, had to change plywood and replace a couple of 2x4s. Is that a pond next door? Sure is. Do you do site visit for pond ZG? ZG. I sure didn't. Do you do a site visit for the roof on the garage? Sure looks like 500 square feet. Oh, that concrete back there looks pretty fresh. Me. Yep, she had it done in May. With an evil grin since I figured out the game. SI. Let me get pictures of all this. We get off the roof. SI. Junior, what's the penalty for altering and remodeling a roof without a permit? $50 per 100 square feet, plus all new work must be torn down and re-inspected, sir. Karen. Is that what you found on Dean's roof because of the repairs? He's getting all that? Evil grin is back looking at me. SI. Junior, what's the penalty for pouring concrete without checking with zoning and without a permit? $200 per 100 square feet, sir. All has to be demo and checked with watershed. Karen. But there's no concrete here. SI. Junior, what's the penalty for a pond over 1,500 gallon without checking with zoning or building permit? Karen's face went pale. No more grin. JI. I don't know. ZG. I do. $75 for electrical connections without permit, plus $1,500 a day that the pond is there without permission. And since it's up against the fence, there's a 10-foot watershed water easement for water to perk there. It's not going to happen even without a variance. The pond is 16 feet by 16 feet, triangle-shaped. Karen, you're not supposed to look at my yard. You're here for this yard. Do you know who I am? I know Melon. He's your boss. He'll fix all you. SI. Yeah, I know Melon too. He got fired 2 months ago for taking bribes, so we have a new boss, Karen. And she's a by-the-book trying to clean up Melon's mess. Karen, leaving. I can't believe this crap. That's not how it's supposed to go, damn it. I'm laughing a little too loud. Update. I'm working with Vicky this morning. The call that SI did was to see if this was just side money. She confirmed that no, it was not that. I was in fact helping free of charge, and if I needed any company assistance that I'd get it. After Vicky called me, she sent a text to SI and she showed me. It read, "Make that B pay." Do as I say, not as I do. The universe just kicked Karen's butt for the betterment of our world. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.